Hello kids, this is Mr. Whistler with your video lesson of the day, and today we are going to be talking about the Articles of Confederation, or America's First Constitution. Now, this is kind of a long video, so I'm going to break it up into two parts, and the first part is just going to be the vocabulary. So our first vocab word is government. Now the official on government is the people in authority who run a country, state, or city. Now you guys have had the 8th grade definition before earlier in the year, and it's my rhyme or rap. Government is the people who make the laws, carry out the laws, and settle disagreements about the laws. Well, the people who make the laws actually work in this building, and this building is called the Capitol. Now on this side of the Capitol is where the Senate chamber is, and on this side of the Capitol is where the House of Representatives is. Now remember, the Senate and the House of Representatives, they both do the exact same job. They both make laws. And together, these two are called Congress. Well, there's another name that they're also known by, and that's called the legislature. Now, Congress makes the laws, the legislature makes the laws, and Congress and the legislature consist of the House over here and the Senate over here. Now, this is one of the branches of government, and the branch of government that this is the legislative branch. Now, just remember, legislative starts with an L, and laws, the word laws, start with an L. So the legislative branch goes with the lawmakers. Our second building here is the White House. And the White House houses our chief executive, the president. And the president is charged with carrying out the laws. Now the president has a whole bunch of departments under him, and one of those departments is the FBI. Now the FBI enforces laws, and they aren't the only agency that enforces laws and that are under the president. He has several. So the president is in charge of carrying out the laws or enforcing the laws. And since he is the chief executive, this is the executive branch. Now our third building is the Supreme Court. And the justices of the Supreme Court are in charge of settling disagreements about the laws. So the people who make the laws, carry out the laws, and settle disagreements about the laws is the 8th grade definition. Now this branch of government is called the judicial branch. And all three of these together are called the three branches of government. So you have the legislative branch who makes the laws, you have the executive branch who carries out the laws, and you have the judicial branch who settles disagreements about the laws. The significance is the most distinctive feature of the United States government is separation of powers. And the word distinctive means unique or stands out. So the most unique or standing out feature of the U.S. government is separation of powers. Our second word is constitution. A constitution is a plan of government. So our 8th grade definition is rules that a country follows to keep order. So if you guys are playing a board game and you don't know what to do, you go to the directions on the back of the box or in the box, and you find out how to play the game. Well, the game of government, you find the rules in the Constitution. For example, if the president doesn't know exactly what his job is, he can go to the Constitution and look in the section that talks about the president's powers, and he can find out exactly what he does. So the significance is the Constitution is the supreme law of the land. So we all have to follow the Constitution. Our third word is republic. And a republic is a government in which citizens rule through elected representatives. This is a picture of the Senate chamber, and all these guys in the Senate chamber were elected. Now, some people think the United States is a democracy. Well, a democracy is where everybody votes on every issue. Now, there's 300 million people in the United States, and it wouldn't be very efficient if all 300 million people had to vote on everything that goes through Congress. So we elect people to actually go listen and make laws and vote on these laws. So where our voting comes in is we vote for these people, and then they go in to the Senate or the House of Representatives and actually do their job. It's a much more efficient way to run the government. So the 8th grade, where the people are elected and run the government, and republics are a more efficient way to give everyone a say. How'd you get here?
I got elected.
All right, our fourth word today is Articles of Confederation. Now, the Articles of Confederation were the United States' first Constitution. I'll bet you didn't know we've had more than one Constitution. 8th grade, the Constitution that we used during the Revolutionary War. The significance is the Articles of Confederation allowed us to be united. They allowed us to fight the war, but they did not allow us to elect a president. So here's some things under the Articles of Confederation. No president. We could not tax. That's a bad one, because how do governments get money? Usually from taxes. And if they couldn't tax under this government, then how were they going to get money? This made the government very weak. This made the Constitution very weak. And to make changes to this Constitution, all 13 states had to ratify it or approve it. Okay, our last word for the day is amendment. And an amendment is a change or addition to the Constitution. Now, on my example amendment here, I wrote, the federal government shall have the right to tax. So what they want to do here, since the Articles of Confederation does not have the power to tax, that's one of the things that makes it weak. So if we wanted to change that, we would have to write it up on a piece of paper. We'd have to make 13 copies, and we'd have to send all 13 copies out to the states, and all 13 states would have to ratify this amendment for it to go into effect. If 12 ratified it and one didn't, it fails. So, the 8th grade, to change. Change what? Change the Constitution or change the Articles of Confederation. The significance is they provided a way to change the document to fix problems. We need to change the articles so we can tax. To do it, all 13 states will have to ratify it, sir. Well, I'm going to cut this video off here, and we'll just call this Articles of Confederation video. So you can make sure and complete your vocab section of your notebook. Thanks, and have a great day.